Hello, everyone. I'm just going to wait for this little circle to upload and then I'm going to chat with you today. Make sure that everything is working properly. Amazing. Hello, everyone. My name is Laura. I am a strength and slim coach for busy working women. And today I'm going to be talking with you about flexible dieting and the three-step process to flexible dieting and why I think this is so important, not just for busy working women, but for women in general. I have been in athletics for over 15 years, but I've been in the fitness industry for a little over 7 years. And I truly believe that the fitness industry is doing women a disservice by all of the fad diets out there, the fad protocols, and not really giving us a chance at living a healthy, well balanced lifestyle. So I just want to tell you a little bit about myself before we get going. If anyone has any comments or questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section and I will respond to them in there. So my name is Laura. As I mentioned, I'm a strength and slim coach for busy working women. I am certified in nutrition. I'm certified as a mindset coach, and I am certified in fitness. And my story of flexible dieting comes after many years of binging and depriving and always feeling like I couldn't find a middle ground. I was someone that tried keto, tried paleo, tried not whole 30, body ecology diet, the swimsuit diet. I was a constant dieter, especially as I got into fitness because I felt a lot of pressure to look a certain way, to present a certain way to my colleagues and to my clients. And that sort of mental cycle of shame, guilt, deprivation really um, is what fueled my binging and deprivation cycles, on top of some other hormonal things, which I'll talk to you about a little bit more today. But I feel very passionate now as a flexible dieting. I'm not a certified flexible dieting coach, but my methodology is flexible eating, mindful eating. My passion is helping women get away from the fad diets and learn how to eat flexibly for a lifestyle and for the rest of their lives and provide them with tools to be successful as we go along. Um, so the majority of my clients, I mean, I've worked with macros, I've done more restrictive protocols, but nothing works like teaching someone the tools that they need to eat sustainably for the rest of their life. So, I feel passionate about working with busy working women because I am a busy working woman. I have my own fitness company, and we oftentimes don't have time to track points and excuse me, we don't have time to track points or count calories or stress about the next type of food or the next meal that we're going to be eating. So I wanted to create a system that was going to help women um, ditch the fad, but also be able to achieve the body and the look and the feel that they wanted. Now, I'm not someone that is pushing diet culture or pushing that women need to be a certain size or a certain weight. In fact, I think it's completely debilitating and detrimental. Instead, I want women to feel confident in their bodies. I want women to feel strong, and I want them to feel slim in their clothes and confident in their clothes. Okay. I know that women want to just feel confident when they look in the mirror and feel like they can move around and feel comfortable. So let's talk a little bit about what flexible diet is and what it means to me. So flexible dieting is eating in a way that makes us feel full, makes us feel satisfied, makes us feel happy and joyful, but but adding in but having 80% of our food and 80% of our habits being nutrition that's going to shape, strengthen, and slim our body and help us feel strong, slim, and confident. And then 20% of the foods are foods that are going to help us stay compliant. They're going to help us celebrate. They're going to keep us happy. They're going to be sort of our compliance tools. So you're going to see this sort of 80-20, rule come in. or this 80-20 philosophy come in. Now, a lot of people feel that flexible dieting is easy, or that it's not as hard as macro counting, or it's not as hard as like Weight Watchers where you're counting points. But the reality is that when we move from a strict protocol of a fad diet into a more flexible type of eating, it actually requires some digging in, right? Some digging into some of our habits, some of our old relationships with food. It goes much deeper than just follow this protocol, follow this program. We need to be in tune with our hunger cues. We need to be in tune with our triggers. We need to be in tune with our body. What's our hormones telling us? Especially as women, we have a cycle every month, and we have two different cycles, in fact, during the month, where some hormones are higher than others. We also have to look at our habits and our routines, our social circles around us, our coworkers, our partners, our family members. All of these things factor into our ability to be successful and have that flexible dieting lifestyle. So instead of following a meal plan or following rules, now we have to learn to trust ourselves and find those cues and dig into our past relationship with food and where those things come from. So flexible dieting is a process, but it is extremely rewarding. In fact, I'm in a 40-week beta program right now with 7 women, in which I'm teaching them how to eat flexibly, how to combine training and eating to help them lose weight, add muscle mass, feel more confident, have more energy, sleep better. And the progress that these women have made in 3 weeks, yes, they've lost inches, yes, they've lost weight, but they are learning so much about themselves and about their mindset and the awareness aspects that are involved in flexible eating. And it's just really been a joy to be able to help women realize that there is a way other than meal plans and keto and Weight Watchers and Whole30 and those things that we feel like we have to rely on in order to be successful and have the look and the feel that we want. So I'm going to share with you my 3-step process for helping my clients and my girls get to more flexible eating and more flexible dieting. And as I mentioned earlier, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them below. Why isn't this moving? Hold on. Perfect. Awesome. So I want to talk to you a little bit about step number 1. So step number 1 is awareness. I take a lot of time, or as our first step with my girls, discussing awareness. Now, what do I mean by awareness? So we can't change what we don't know needs changing, right? If we are completely oblivious and we're going through the motions in our life, we're not understanding why we're craving certain foods, we're not understanding what habits we have in place that are maybe causing us to overeat or undereat, or we don't understand the relationship we have with our own bodies, then we can't actually change anything. So during my process with my girls and my clients, we discuss childhood relationships with food. Okay, early associations with food. What type of household did you grow up in? What emotions, thoughts, feelings, patterns come up as a result of growing up? A lot of the women I work with, they grew up with their parents, making them not feel so great about their bodies, or having them be on diets, or I have another client who grew up in a family with 4 siblings. The food was sparse, right? So that affects us as we get older. So we talk a little bit about that. I discuss hormonal disruptors. Okay. What is disrupting our hormones? Sleep, stress, medication, processed foods. Those things are going to affect our hormones, which means it's going to affect our appetite. It's going to affect our cravings. It's going to affect our ability to portion control. Now, a lot of women think, oh, I just don't have enough willpower, or I'm not strong enough, or I'm just not as, I just don't have the motivation that other person has. That is bullshit, okay? Because the reality is that motivation and self-control are fleeting, okay? Those are not the only things that are actually going to help you stay accountable and stay on track. There's a lot of other physiological things that go on when we have those cravings and when we have that inability to stay motivated. There's a lot of physiological things going on, but if we're not aware and understanding our physiological processes, then we can't um, understand where they're coming from and what's happening. I also discuss routine and habits in the aware as it relates to an awareness, right? Are you in a drinking routine due to just the same thing happening every day? Do you have a glass of wine with dinner every single night? Is that out of routine or is that out of necessity, right? Do you go to dinner every Friday night out with your family? Is it to the same restaurant? Are you ordering the same types of foods? Are you inclined to do that because that's how you've always done things? Do you emotionally soothe with food? Or when you're stressed, do you soothe with food? Right? These are things that I break down with my clients and in my program. Because these are all factors that affect our ability to eat more flexibly in the future, right? If we don't have a meal plan or a keto plan or someone telling us what to do, we have to tap into our intuition. We have to tap in to our ability to stop walking through things blinded, right? We need to actually be in tune with what's going on. So the first step in that process is awareness. And, I dig in a lot more on obviously those topics. This is just a brief sort of overview. Um, excuse me. Okay, thank you. Okay, number two is education. Now, I think that this piece is super important for the general population. A lot of trainers and mindset coaches and fitness coaches shy away from too much education with their clients. But I think that actually educating our clients and educating women in my program is so important. You need to know the why behind what we're doing, okay? If you don't know the why behind why it's important to have protein and carbohydrates around your workouts and why it's important to have healthy fats and why it's important to have a little bit of wine and a little bit of chocolate throughout the week, then you are essentially just following another meal plan. And at the end of that 30-day meal plan, on day 31, you're not going to know why or how to do anything. So the education piece is very, very important for me. So some things that I like to educate my clients in is, as I mentioned, nutrition education. We talk about macros, we talk about micronutrients, I talk about water. I talk about the science behind sleep. I talk about the science behind stress, okay? You wouldn't believe how much is tied to poor sleep quality and and stress response, okay? Because those two things actually affect the hormones connected to our brain. So when you're more stressed, you actually have less willpower, right? And we thought that we just didn't have willpower, but if you tend to be someone that's more stressed throughout the day, you're going to have less willpower at the end of the day because it's using that same muscle. And all day you've been stressed, the last thing you want to do is exert any willpower at the end of your day. So we talk about that. I go into another layer of mindset besides stress and sleep and sort of those connections is shame and guilt. That is a huge reason why women and people in general don't stay on track with their programs, right? They feel like, oh, well, I missed a workout or I had like a piece of cake. I feel so shitty about myself. I can't do it. I feel so guilty and judging ourselves. And now we're digging ourselves in a hole and we can't get out of it. So educating my clients on how to get out of that shame cycle, how to get out of that guilt cycle. Educating my clients on motivation, okay? Motivation is fleeting. If you think that even personal trainers are motivated every single day, you are mistaken. And I'm here to tell you, I am not motivated every single day to train, but I have certain things in place that allow me to show up every single day. So I discuss motivational tips and why we're not motivated every day and things that you can do to show up every day, even if it's for 20 minutes. Some other pieces of education is how to manage cravings, why we have cravings. This is sort of the hormonal piece to it. This is huge. How many of us binge eat around our periods, or don't know how to portion control, or don't feel satisfied after a meal? This is tied to our inability, or this habit can be connected to our inability to maintain a healthy weight. It can affect our risk for diseases and illnesses, right? Overeating is the number one cause of inflammation in the body. Inflammation is tied to high risk of cancer, heart disease, diabetes. So, that element is super important for me, and I think it's important to educate women on this. Lastly, social support, okay? We think that we often overlook this, right? Having a workout buddy, having people in your family behind you in terms of your fitness goal, your nutrition goals, letting people know that you are on your way to something, letting your coworkers know that you're not ordering out, you're not going to happy hour, right? That you have goals that you're working towards. Having a social network behind you is going to be huge for helping you achieve your fitness goals. And that's why I created my Strong Slim program, is because women need like-minded women to feel supported and to feel encouraged and to feel empowered. And they have me as their coach. I also bring in guest speakers to help educate, and guest trainers. But social support is huge, right? How many of us live in a household where our partners, our kids, or our roommates don't share our healthy habits or our desire for healthy habits? That's really challenging, right? How many of us are working out alone and feel unmotivated all the time, right? It's very, very challenging. So that is super important. So the second step process that I just talked about is education, okay? And I go much more in depth: mindset, nutrition, tools to manage cravings, social support. Last thing, I'm just going to take a sip of water here. And again, if anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comment section. Okay. Thank you for everyone for being here and sticking around. Okay, so last thing is lifestyle implementation. Okay, so the interesting thing is that, or the sad thing, the thing that kills me, is that we look at someone else and we say, well, why can't we have that body? Why can't we do it like she does? Because that person doesn't have our lifestyle, and we don't have that person's lifestyle. So it is unfair to compare ourselves to other women, to other people. We don't know what they go through. We don't know what their body is like. Everyone's body hormonal makeup is different. So a key piece for me is teaching women how to implement the habits that I teach them in their lifestyle, right? What works for me isn't going to work for you, right? That's why I don't give rules. I don't give meal plans. I don't give structured workouts. You have to do this, right? I give options, right? If you're a beginner, this is where you're going to start. If you're intermediary, this is where you're going to start with your workouts, okay? If you are someone that's busier and you don't have kids at home, then maybe you have more flexibility to approach a certain type of cooking style, right? If you have kids at home, then things are going to look a little bit different for you. So I provide guidance for my clients one-on-one and in my coaching programs, so that they can implement these habits within their lifestyle. And it's going to look differently, excuse me, for every single person. And again, pulling away from that shame and guilt that it has to be perfect every single time. Excuse me. So the lifestyle implementation piece kind of happens every week, every 2 weeks. There's one habit that we focus on together, and then I answer questions around that habit as we go through the program, and I give tips and coaching on how to implement it for particular clients, for particular people, for particular situations. So that is a little bit on my 3-step process. So first I talked about awareness. I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap. First I talked about awareness, okay? Why is this important, right? Because we can't change things that we don't know needs changing, right? So we need to take a step back, and instead of going through the routine and going through some plan and not even being intuitive with what's going on with our past, our current state, our hormones. We're going to take a step back and really assess what's going on. We talk about childhood relationships with food, hormonal disruptors, things that could be like sleep, stress, medication, diets, and then I discuss routines and habits. On the second step, we talk about education, or I give you education, right? I talk to you about mindset and everything I've learned in my mindset coaching certification to help women stick to their habits, create better goals, reduce cravings, reduce stress, and how those are tied to motivation, nutritional education, and then social support and why that's so important. And then the last step is implementing these habits for your lifestyle, right? You are an individual. You are not like your sister. You are not like your friend's cousin that's selling some Arbonne stuff, right? Everyone is individual, everyone is different. So I give you the tools to help you implement these habits for you, for your time, for your lifestyle. So that's a little bit about my 3-step process. As I mentioned, I'm in the process right now of a 40-day beta program with 7 women who are helping me create sort of the foundation for my 12-week program starting in April. My 12-week program is called Strong Slim 360, 360 being a holistic lifestyle approach on fitness and nutrition. It's really a relationship course. I'm sorry, a nutrition relationship course in which I teach you how to eat flexibly over the course of 12 weeks with live education. And then you get weekly workouts. You do live workouts with me as well. Hi, Rhonda. Yes, it is. Everyone is so unique, and so it's unfair to have these set programs and assume that everyone's going to have the same response with them. So Strong Slim 360 was really born out of my desire to help women create a healthy lifestyle for themselves. Now, again, these aren't things that happen overnight, but the 12 weeks are going to give you that foundation, those tools that you need to move forward with habits and guidelines and strategies regarding nutrition, regarding fitness. And the goal is to get you strong, to get you slim, to get you confident, okay? I do have a wait list open right now. The link is in the description there. Feel free to add yourself to the wait list. There's absolutely no obligation to join or anything. You're just going to be first on the wait list to get information. In fact, anyone that's on the wait list is going to have an opportunity to access the program at a discounted rate. But I'm just super excited to be offering this to a group of like-minded women. And I'm just really excited. It's been going so well so far with my beta group. As I said, we're 3 weeks in, and in terms of some of the more tangible results, these 7 women have lost 17 inches in 3 weeks. One woman already lost, culmination, I'm sorry, of 15 pounds lost, and better sleep, better stress, better eating habits. And just a lot more awareness around cravings and portion control and things like that. So if anyone has any questions on the program itself, I'm happy to answer them. This program is set to launch April 12th, and it's a 12-week nutrition relationship course in which I teach you how to eat flexibly. Also assign daily workouts for the 12 weeks in order to help you get strong, slim, and confident. And you get live coaching with me as well as workouts on a weekly basis. Well, thank you everyone for hanging around. I would love to answer any questions. Sometimes I miss the questions. Does anyone have any experience with fad diets in the past that they want to share? Any Weight Watchers ladies in here? Whole30, Slim Fast, keto? Of course, there's dogs barking because, we work from home now. Happy to stay on and answer any questions. So just a little recap if anyone has any questions on the 3 points that I made. So the three-step process to more flexible eating, and this is what I take my Strong Slim 360 coaching group through is live coaching on awareness. And this is a couple of weeks of we dig into things like childhood relationships with food. We talk about hormonal disruptors, right? How many of us experience highs and lows emotionally, right? Highs and lows with cravings. How many of us are completely debilitated around our period or cycle? How many of us are going through menopause or perimenopause? I work with a lot of women in our 30s and 40s, and what worked for us in our 20s is not working for us now, okay? So that's on the awareness front. We talk about things like medication that could be affecting your hormones. Believe it or not, birth control, right? And then our diet, if you're eating a highly processed diet, that is going to have extreme disruption on your endocrine system. Okay, that's your endocrine system releases all of your hormones and regulates everything in your body. So that's step one is awareness. My second step process is education. Okay, mindset. Why is mindset so important? So there's two elements to mindset. There's a growth mindset, and then there's a growth and limited mindset, right? Growth mindset is our ability to believe that we can persevere through obstacles. It's not just self-confidence, like, oh, I believe I can do this. It's believing that you can do things in the face of adversity. So I help my clients gain more of a growth mindset, more of an ability that they believe that they can achieve things, right? Especially with fitness. We think that we're supposed to get it right away. This is the new language, right? Think of this as a new job, okay? You're not going to know how to do things right off the bat. It's going to take some time. So I talk a lot about mindset, talk a lot about shame. I talk a lot about guilt, and motivation, and why motivation is fleeting, and why we should not be relying on motivation alone to get us to get up and exercise and to want to eat healthy. Um, Second part of education is nutrition education, and this is layered in throughout the 12 weeks, right? We talk about macronutrients. Why is protein important? Why are carbohydrates important? When's the best time to eat them? Um, why are fats important in our diet? Fats are super important for cellular function and keeping your hormones uh, level. Okay. Micronutrients, things like vitamins, minerals, how we can get those supplemented into our diet, especially around our period. We lose a lot of iron, we lose a lot of minerals. How do we remineralize during that time of the month? Some other education around cravings and portion control and serving sizes, right? Some of the sort of strategies that I've come up with in the past couple years as I've learned how to eat flexibly is strategies like serve and go, okay? Sip slow, small sweets, okay? And these are all things that I talk about in the 12-week Strong Slim 360 course. And then lastly, social support, okay? Social support is so important. And if you don't have social support, that's why I created the Strong Slim 360 group. Um, it's a group of like-minded women that comes together to help support each other, showing up every day for exercise and coming together and discussing the nutrition habits and really working through some of the mindset stuff individually, but also in a group together. And then the last part of this is lifestyle implementation, okay? Again, kind of like Rhonda said, everyone is unique, everyone is different. What works for me is not going to work for you, okay? If someone's waking up at 5 in the morning and going to the gym, that might not be feasible for someone that works till 11 or 12 o'clock at night, right? So there is a lot of flexibility within this program for lifestyle implementation that works for you. Um, and of course, there's live coaching with me. I'm certified in nutrition, mindset, and fitness, and I'm putting everything together in this lifestyle program to really help women create a better relationship with food, a better relationship with themselves. And I'm just really honored and excited to launch this program. And it's a month out, but I am talking about it now because it's such a high value product, and I really want to help as many women get out of this fad protocol and, um, take their health and fitness in their own hands and stop putting it into, putting that power into um, some protocol that is not going to sustain them for the rest of their lives. So, thank you so much for being here. Oh, perfect. I've got so many questions here and I just needed to scroll down. Hi, Eugenia. Okay, the link is in the description. It's the bit.ly link. Let me copy it. Patty, do you see it now? I'm gonna put it right there for you. Perfect. Nine comments and I had to just scroll down. I got so excited. All right. Well, thank you so much, ladies. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Laura Cavallo __. The link to the Strong Slim 360 12-week program is in this description, but I will also drop it underneath your comments. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to connecting in the future and hopefully working with you in April on this 12-week program. And I hope you have a lovely Sunday. Bye.